Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome to this Let's Play of Life is Strange. This is a game that I found actually just more or less by a fluke. I was just looking around Steam and thought this was kind of interesting. And at the time, only the first of the 5 episodes was out. But it really captured my attention, and I got very much engrossed in the story, which is pretty much my #1 requirement for Let's Play material. And ever since then, I've followed it to the end, and since it recently had all 5 episodes released, I felt comfortable being able to Let's Play it. And this is, in fact, described as Season 1, and so it leaves open the possibility of there being more adventures like this in the future. So if you have played this before, or you view this Let's Play and you like it, there may be more in store for you later. We will find out. This is a game that's similar to, if some of you out there are familiar with Telltale games, in that it definitely puts the story first. However, unlike, say, maybe Gone Home, this game does have a fair share of puzzles and things you need to figure out. And so I would classify it still as an adventure game rather than purely a story game. Now, again, with the current rig I have, I am fairly confident that I can have the graphics on this game turned up fairly high and still be able to get some good recording speeds out of it. However, if it turns out that for one reason or another things are a little choppy as we go along, then I'll just dial it back a little bit. But I will try to keep it at the larger resolution for those of you who like to watch Let's Play episodes on full screen. Alright, so let's get into it with a new game. Life is Strange is a story-based game that features player's choice. The consequences of all your game actions and decisions will impact the past, present, and future. Choose wisely.
How did I get here? And where is here? Wait, there's the lighthouse. I'll be safe if I can make it there. I hope. Please let me make it there.
Ooh, what a turret. At the moment now, we can pretty much only use our standard move commands to get around. But as often happens, we'll get some more gentle tutorial as things go along. That is a huge tornado. Blackwell Academy, 1910. It's a whole town down there.
Come on, Max. You can make it.
Well, now we know our protagonist's name.
Holy shit. was so surreal.
Famously called film Little Pieces of Time. But he could be talking about photography, as he likely was.
Okay, I'm in class. Everything's cool. I am okay.
From light to shadow. From color to chiaroscuro. Now, can you give me an example of a photographer who perfectly captured the human condition in
I
black and
didn't
white?
fall asleep, and that sure didn't feel like a dream.
Bueller?
Weird.
Diane Arbus.
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
Because of her images of hopeless faces, you feel like totally
Look at this crap. How can I show this to Mr. Jefferson? I can hear the class laughing at me now.
All right, so just to interrupt the action for just a moment. This game has a very nicely minimized interface, which I think is always nice for a adventure game. And so there's kind of a focus mechanic where, depending on where you aim the camera, you can then take various actions that appear on the screen using just the mouse to drag over to which option you'd like in interacting with something. So here we have Max. You can see the back of Max's head here. And given the number of photos, it seems that she's really into photography. And in fact, this is the class that she's in right now, is a photography class.
haunted by the eyes of those sad mothers and children.
She saw humanity as tortured, right? And frankly, it's bullshit. Shh.
I can't believe I still have this pencil case.
Seriously, though,
I should upgrade to
I
the
could frame
21st
any one of you in a
century.
dark corner
But
and
I like it
capture
old
in a
school.
moment of desperation. And any one of you could do that
I
to
haven't
me.
kept up with my journal as much as I should.
Isn't that too easy? Too obvious?
If anybody else looked at this, what would they think?
And old school is pretty much well, I'd say one of the themes, at least one of the aesthetic themes in this game. We're going to run into a lot of kind of callbacks to earlier technology and earlier ways of looking at things. This is Max's journal, and it allows you to look up a little bit of backstory before getting on with things if you want. And since there's only a short number of pages, I'll go ahead and read this. This acts similar to a journal in several adventure games, including back in The Longest Journey. This was a similar case, where the first pages gave you backstory on the main character and how she thought, and then as you go through the game, more pages are added. I haven't decided whether I'm going to read the pages as they come along, because again, as we go through the story, a lot of the pages are just going to rehash what we've already seen on the screen. So I tend to think it's a little redundant. But these first pages, since they're backstory, I think are definitely worth reading. So we can see this takes place fairly recently. July 10th, 2013. I got accepted into Blackwell Academy. If words could dance, this would be a rave, even though I've never been to one. But who cares, because I got into Blackwell Academy. I didn't think I would be so excited, since it's not like I didn't used to live in the same town. But when I saw the text from Blackwell Scholarship Office, I could literally feel my pulse speed up. I thought it was going to say, "Sorry, thanks for playing." It took me a few seconds before I read the whole thing. I guess I wanted to enjoy that last moment of blissful ignorance. And when I saw the first word, congratulations, I think I screamed. My mom cried, and my dad laughed. It was so weird. But they're happy, and this means extra financial support, because they don't have to pay anything to Blackwell. This means new clothes, and if I can work it, a new laptop. Oh, and I have to keep telling myself in caps that I'm going to Blackwell Academy. Max is very cute. August 18th, 2013. So this is it. I'm leaving Seattle to go back to Arcadia Bay. Usually people go to the high school closest to home. I suppose I am too, just I haven't lived there for 5 years. Out of all the best photography programs in the world, I choose to go to the smallest. Back in a town I was excited about leaving. Maybe I wanted to come back all along, just to see if Chloe and I are still even friends. But I do wish Chloe could have moved with us to Seattle. That city was made for her. When we would play pirates in our rooms and in the woods, it seemed like Seattle was that fabled, faraway island of treasure and adventure that we were always seeking, with coffee shops. But Seattle wasn't like a fable. Au contraire. Now, Blackwell Academy seems more exotic to me than any other place in the world. To study photography under Mark Jefferson. Sigh. Wow. That was not quite the right sigh. It's more like a kind of thing, I guess. I can't do it right because I'm not a teenage girl. Anyway, insert hearts and flowers. Plus, there will be cool, diverse students from everywhere. It won't be like my high school now. I never really found a groove with my classmates or boys. I'm lucky I have a couple of great friends here, but it's time to ship out. So maybe Arcadia Bay will actually turn out to be the island of treasure and adventure I've been looking for. August 25th. Shit is crazy here. I didn't realize how much crap I had to pack until I had to pack all my crap. Mom and Dad are getting a little too excited I'm clearing out my room, though I caught my mom crying when she was packing my shirts. That made me want to cry like a little girl and never leave Seattle. So instead of packing, I feel like burning all my clothes and then just raiding a thrift store to build up a new Max wardrobe over my junior year. Not that I even have an old Max wardrobe. Nobody will know me except for Chloe, and who knows how different we are now. So I can cut my hair, get a tat and some piercings, maybe date a cute foreign exchange artiste from Paris or Rome. I can do anything, unless I get busted. And there will be so many super cool chances for my photography to get exposed. Thinking about that is when I get scared, but excited. And then I don't feel like crying at all. I get tingles down my arms, sensing the universe opening up for me. I can't wait to leave. I just want things to be different at Blackwell. September 2nd. My first entry from my new dorm room the night before my first day at Blackwell. Phew. I haven't had any time to write or even take pictures since I got here. My shit is in boxes all over the room, which is small, but mine, and I never want to leave. I can't wait to decorate. I plan a whole wall of photos. I did meet some of my dorm mates, though I suck at remembering names, so I won't bother right now. But I think I can already see who's going to be cool to me and who's not. It's a bitch trying to get settled in a new school and a social scene after I finally found good friends in Seattle. But I'm here now. This is the start of my new life. Sweet dreams. September 3rd. Blackwell sucks ass. I told myself not to whine so soon, but damn. The day started like Christmas morning. I barely had any dreams because I was so pumped to start my first official day of my new life. Like a dork, I couldn't figure out what to wear, so I chose what was on the floor. I'm no good with names and faces right away, but I picked up some names like Kate, Brooke, Taylor, Alyssa. And how could I forget Victoria Chase? Rich, stylish, entitled. I could feel instant judgment when she looked at my ragged-ass clothes. As if I'm at Blackwell to strike fashion poses. Maybe I'm being extra crispy sensitive, but I think Victoria wants life here to be like her own reality show. Ugh. So that wasn't fun along with my general social unease. I thought it would be easier being back. Call the ambulance. I don't want this day to end all woe is Max. It was incredible to walk across the green campus in the morning mist. I love the stone steps and brick walls of Blackwell. Everything is a picture waiting to be taken. Speaking of, at least one great thing did happen today. Mr. Jefferson's photography class. There's more to tell, but journal, forgive me, I am truly wiped out. September 4th. I have an assload of homework already. So much bullshit. At least give us noobs a day to acclimate. But, to prove I'm not a total loser, I made a new friend in my science class. His name is Warren Graham, and he's a serious geek. Plus he's dark and witty. He comes across as kind of a know-it-all, but it turns out he does kind of know a lot. We talked about photographers, and he actually named a few I'd never heard of. We traded numbers, and he'll be a good study partner, or a good friend. I'll need at least one based on the click action here. I thought being 18 meant I didn't have to deal with this teenage drama anymore. I thought. At least I get to research famous photographers for some of my homework. Mr. Jefferson assigned us a ton of reading, but this is exactly what I want to study. Jefferson is super cool and super chill. He doesn't try to be too hip, just says what he thinks and expects us to as well. I think he's a genius. OMG, I want to marry him. Just joking. This one class is worth all the social dysfunction. September 15th. Homework is kicking my ass. I bet the teachers grade harder just to stop you from feeling special. But Victoria Chase and her snob minions still front like they're honored guests of Blackwell. The bros here aren't that different. Nathan Prescott is Victoria's male clone, with way more money and attitude, if that's possible. His family is the oldest in Arcadia Bay, and I heard stories about them when I was a kid. The Prescotts give a shitload of bank to Blackwell, so Nathan acts like he literally owns the school. Yesterday during class, he put his feet on the desk, started texting, and the teacher didn't say jack. I'd get suspended, but him and Victoria are part of the silly elite Vortex Club that puts on popular parties, and so they get their way. It's good to be the king and queen. I don't want to slam everybody. I do like Kate Marsh. She's down the hall in one of my classes. She's so pretty and sweet and friendly. It makes her more beautiful than the biatches here like Victoria, who think beauty is just your face and outfit. See, I'm already playing their drama games. No more. September 23rd. Finally had a chance to take some actual shots around campus today. A beautiful blue sky day. I always forget how great I feel after I take pictures when I've been slacking off. Speaking of pictures, Mr. Jefferson told us about the National Everyday Heroes photo contest he wants us all to enter. The winner gets a trip to San Francisco and lots of publicity. He wants just one photograph from each student. This is exactly why I wanted to come to Blackwell, and of course I'm scared shitless to enter. At least I have a couple of weeks before the deadline in October, so I have plenty of time to stress and procrastinate. September 30th. I don't know whether I love it or hate it here. I'm trying to keep up with my science class of all things, like I give a shit or even understand it. Good thing I know Warren. Too bad I can't clone him to take my place in class. Miss Grant is much cooler than the class. She explains particle physics so even boneheads like me can kinda understand. I love how she relates society to science and vice versa. I can tell she's committed and passionate about life, unlike some of us in her class, but I'm trying to engage more, even if it means asking actual questions in class instead of hiding in the back. I'm just glad I'm not the only social misfit here. Now, how much homework are you avoiding? October 1st. October, my favorite month. The best weather of the year. I love watching the leaves change color, turning into tiny flames. But it's still too damn hot. Thanks, global warming. I can't bust out the big coats and sweaters or scary movies yet. Soon. Kate let me borrow The October Country by Ray Bradbury. I haven't read much by him, which caused Warren to almost revoke my Greek cred before I held up my copy of Battle Royale. But he nails the autumn atmosphere of small towns. The last time I wore a Halloween costume was with Chloe. I have pictures in one of my old albums. I should find a real Halloween party to crash so I can experience some social mingling. It's that or a Vortex Club Stroke Fest swimming party. Or is that Backstroke Fest? You're so punny, Max. At least I'm trying to climb out of my cocoon. I shouldn't expect my life to completely change after a few weeks at Blackwell Academy. As my parents love telling me on a loop, you have all the time in the world. Alright, and that's it. At least so far. So the journal is one of the tabs in the menu that you can call up as you go through the game. We also have basically photographs that go to profiles of the characters. And it's kind of nice because you get the photograph, you get some descriptions, and some of the artwork around gives you a hint at how the character is seen by Max. My name is Max Caulfield, and ever since I was a little kid, I knew I wanted to be a photographer. I've always seen the world through my own lens finder. Maybe it's a way for me to be a part of the world, but at a safe distance. For some reason, I was always drawn to old analog camera gear rather than digital tech. I love all kinds of styles and techniques, but for me, the instant camera selfie is the one I love most. I don't care if people make fun of me or not. I'm in great company, right? And now I've come all the way back to my childhood home to study photography at Blackwell Academy, a private school for 12th grade seniors. On a scholarship, even. I originally left behind Chloe, my best friend forever, at least until I left without talking to her once in 5 years. And it feels so weird to be back here without seeing her yet. So I'm 18 now, an official adult, even though I don't always feel so wise or mature, and I'm ready to begin a whole new life here, with retro camera at my side. Say cheese. Not only is Mark Jefferson one of the best photographers in the world, he's also my teacher, and one of the reasons I wanted to come to Blackwell. How often do you get to be mentored by one of your inspirations? I've always loved his deco and goth style, and he's so versatile with all of his incredible print and advertising work. Still, Jefferson can be a bit condescending. He's pretty hip for his age, but kind of aloof and sometimes pretentious. He has this smug smile when he thinks he's right. But I do think he's preparing us for how tough it is to be a full-time artist. He acts like he understands my own work and obsession with analog images. He really wants me to enter a photo in this Everyday Heroes contest, but I've done a good job of avoiding that. The winner gets to fly to San Francisco to represent Blackwell Academy and get national exposure. I'd like to think that my work could be good enough to win, and I'm honored that Jefferson even bugs me about the contest. I've forgotten if I've ever seen Kate Marsh smile or laugh in the past month. She's really sweet and nice, even though the other students make fun of her abstinence campaign. Even if they act immature, everyone at Blackwell are seniors, not high school freshmen. She gets a lot of shit, in fact. I know she's involved in a lot of religious groups, but she doesn't preach to me, so I don't care. But she's been extra quiet and introverted the past couple weeks. She looks like she's in zombie mode. I wish I could help her, but I can barely help myself. I wonder if all that bullying has worn her down. I can see how it would. I have to make an effort to talk to her more often. Maybe invite her to tea or a movie. Although she's an adult, I bet she's not allowed to watch R-rated films. Then there's Victoria Chase, the elite of Blackwell Academy, and a total bitch. And I hate saying that. I just don't know why somebody who's so rich and beautiful needs to be so fucking mean. 18-year-olds at a prestigious academy should be evolving to artists and scholars, not reality show contestants. Victoria does everything for maximum drama. She actually wastes her time calling me out in class and taunting Kate Marsh. For reals? I wish her parents could see her in action. They'd cut off that trust fund fast. Then again, she's in the Vortex Club and they seem to own the school, so maybe that's why she doesn't give a shit. The odd thing is that she does know art and photography. She can even say all those French names that break my tongue. Her work is a little cold, but she has a good eye. She also has an eye for Mr. Jefferson, which is so obvious that I'm embarrassed for her. She does everything but sit in his lap. He keeps his distance, though. We can all tell she's trying to win the Everyday Heroes contest. I'm sure it drives her crazy when there's somebody she can't buy or seduce. And as we go along in the game, of course, you can see all these other photos will fill up. The only thing you can kind of tell now is which photos belong to males and which ones to females here, based on the hairstyle you can see. And as we go along each episode, there will be opportunities to take some analog photographs. They don't change anything in the game. They basically just give Steam achievements is really all they do, but they have little moments associated with them in the game. So I'm not going to be desperate to hit them all, but I will try as I remember. Here we have things that you have looked at and have their own zoom-in screen from different locations. And lastly, we have various texts. Here's one from Max's dad. Have a very special 18th birthday. You're an adult now, but you're still our little girl. Check your account, and don't blow it all at once. Here we have one from Kate, or a couple from Kate. Hey Max, you around? Always. You okay? Did you want to get tea later today? Absolutely. I'll be free after 4. Talk to you later. So sure enough, Kate does seem rather nice. Max's mom. Happy birthday, Maxine. Can't believe it's been 18 whole years since you were brought to us. Kisses and hugs. And from Warren, the science guy. Do you want to meet for coffee after school? I need an excuse not to study. Please. Make sure to check out Necromantic on my flash nut drive. Mwah. Hey Mad Max, let's bust shit up. Wait, I have to study for a physics test. So if we bust anything, we have to measure its velocity. Don't ignore this message.
What if Arbus chose to capture people at the height of their beauty or innocence? She had a brilliant eye. So
I do love my analog camera. I should take a quick picture now.
I'm not a big fan of her work. I prefer Robert Frank.
I should take a picture to prove I'm still here. Plus, it's perfect for my portfolio. And I have to get my daily selfie quota.
About the economic conditions of the era.
And this is
But
the
a beauty in the struggle.
hint
You
that
don't
this
have
is how
beauty
you're going to
without a
progress
beat.
the game from this
Which
scene.
explains why Frank was Kerouac's photographic muse. And both were the great chroniclers of the 1950s. Well, we've all seen that iconic shot of Kerouac on the balcony. And if you haven't, shame, shame. Capturing the romantic urban solitude of the 20th century poet. You dig? Now, contrast Frank's stark Americana with
I
Salvador
almost
Dali's
wonder how
surrealist photographs.
long this lecture
Like
will actually
Cocteau,
go on.
he was a true Renaissance man. And his famous self-portraits are famous early examples of that truly awful word you pesky
Not
kids
everyone
love
is
so
paying
much.
attention, though, as you
The
can see.
selfie. And it's a great tradition, and I wholeheartedly fight for your right to self-expression. Or selfie expression. Sorry, I know. So if anybody wants to question the portrait as modern narcissism, they could go back hundreds of years to blame society. Speaking of questions, I bet you thought I'd talk all the way until the bell rang. It's your turn to lecture us. Now, based on the chapters I have no doubt you all memorized, who can tell me the name of the actual process that led to the birth of the self-portrait?
Ah, is that how they ended, huh?
Anybody? This does not bode well.
Mr. Jefferson asked a question, and no one is answering. I can relate. All right, let's go ahead and move the story forward, I guess.
Just jump right in with an answer. Shh. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift. Of course, as you all know, the photo portrait has been popular since the early 1800s. Your generation was not the first to use images for selfie expression. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The point remains that the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography for as long as it's been around. Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
We do not have an option for an actual answer. Seems that Max does not know.
You're asking me? Let me think.
You either know this or not, Max. Is there anybody here who knows their stuff?
Louis Daguerre was a French painter who created daguerreotypes, a process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Very good, Victoria. The Daguerrean process brought out fine detail in people's faces, making them extremely popular from the 1800s onward. The first American daguerreotype self-portrait was done by Robert Cornelius. You can find out all about him in your textbook, or even online. And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo in the Everyday Heroes contest. I'll fly out with the winner to San Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure, and it can kickstart a career in photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
Okay. Finally, we have the ability
Victoria
to
doesn't
move
waste
around
a
here.
second kissing ass.
Sure enough, she's up in front talking with Mr. Jefferson. We have a printer.
That printer is amazing. I'd love to see how it reproduces my pictures. I could pump out a whole gallery show with that thing. When I don't suck. Someday.
Poster up here.
I love seeing Mr. Jefferson's awesome photos on these magazine covers.
And for the most part, what you zoom in on is not hard to read. But if for some reason you want to make sure you get all of the text that is more or less readable, clicking on read will just give you the plain text version of what you're looking at, which is, again, is kind of nice. So we have Pop Vine is Grunge Dead, featuring the latest works from Mark Jefferson, 10 Reasons to Get Electronic Mail. This must be an older version.
That was amazing when Mr. Jefferson took a class picture the first week. Even though I didn't want to be in the picture at all, it was fairly fucking cool to watch him at work framing us.
And so these are all of the people who are currently in the photography class, although this is not by far all of the totality of the characters that we're going to meet at the school. Photo equipment.
Damn, they have carbon fiber tripods here. The ball head even has a pan lock? God, I'm such a photo nerd.
My wife is into photography. Unfortunately, I do not know the lingo myself. So I think she would appreciate that terminology more than me. We have a computer.
Obviously, Blackwell spent bank on the computers here. Looks like somebody was already working on this. Cool.
Neon Vow? Obviously some kind of photo editing software. Ah, Victoria left her stuff behind.
Even her school books are gift wrapped. I can't believe she made fun of me in class. What is she, 15 years old? And people laughed. Of course, Victoria has to have the bestest, newest, most expensive everything. I should have known. She'll have better equipment than Blackwell.
That is indeed quite the expensive piece there. Product GRLT64S with all speed and power expected from a new greenlit. The GRLT64S is packed with expanded features and manageability. It shoots what you want, where you want. Straight out of the camera, JPEG images already have superb quality, including a new level of depth, sharpness, and malleability. Only $52.99. Kate looks really depressed.
Kate looks so sad and quiet today. Poor thing.
Hi, Kate. Oh, hi, Max.
You seem quiet today.
Just thinking too much.
I hear that. Wanna go grab a cup of tea and bitch about life?
Thanks, but not today. I have to go over homework.
No worries. Let's hang later.
Sure.
Man, her eyes look really tired. I'm betting she has not been getting much sleep.
This is definitely where cameras go to heaven. Oh man, they have those sweet ultrasonic lenses. And look at that vintage rangefinder. What?
A little mini museum, it seems. And another poster over here.
So cool to see Mr. Jefferson's actual published pictures. Gives me hope.
Synapse is the magazine. Mark Jefferson's Noir Beauty. Film versus Digital. Who will win? Again, this probably a issue from a while ago, although we don't have any dates. Etched marks.
This might make a cool shot.
And so, like I said, you have an opportunity to take photos as you go along, and this one is pretty straightforward. It instantly gives you the option to take the photo. In other cases, you have to set something up specifically so that the photo option will appear. Shake it like a Polaroid, Max. Because it is. And here we have the paper ball that was so maturely thrown at Kate during class.
Now I wish I wouldn't have read this. Purge.
Indeed. And this is just a taste of the amount of bullying that poor Kate is going to be experiencing in this game. Apologies for the background sound, if you heard that right there. My cat is going through one of the crazy phases, as cats will do during the day sometimes. We have some books.
So cool that we can check these out anytime. The Decisive Moment by Henry Cartier-Bresson. That's rare. Annie Leibovitz, mad respect. The Amazing Eugene Smith. Good to see Abaddon among the masters. Dahlia, of course. Lots of people I haven't heard of yet. I guess that's why I'm here.
Oh, and I should also mention that I think I have the sound balance okay. I've tested it before, but I'll go back and listen to it after this recording is done. If you have any requests to adjust the audio recording later on, I'll try to accommodate them if there's time. Although I tend to record these pretty far in advance to posting them, so I'm not sure how quickly the feedback will reach me. But I'm going to try my best, if I need to tweak the audio and make things a little bit more balanced.
Here's the poster for the contest. Mr. Jefferson really expects me to enter. Why? I don't know if I'm ready for my 15 minutes of infamy.
Are you an everyday hero? Find out. Enter to win Everyday Heroes Photo Contest. Submit an image that best represents yourself or others in heroic action. Deadline October 9th. The winner will fly to San Francisco and represent their school in the National Everyday Heroes competition at the Zeitgeist Gallery on October 11th. You may submit one image on approved paper for consideration. For those 18 and under, a parent permission form must be included with the image. That's kind of strange. The deadline for submission is 9, and they're going to have the competition on the 11th. That's only 2 days to judge the photos. Never heard of a contest going that fast. Big flat screen.
Man, he even has the best plasma HDTV for a class monitor. Can't wait to watch some more documentaries on this bad boy.
That's definitely better equipment than I have right now.
Even in pictures, the forest around here always looks mysterious.
Indeed. As we'll get a look at, Arcadia Bay is quite beautiful, in my opinion. Max says that she left Seattle to come here, but we are still on the West Coast. Just to give you an idea of what the climate is going to be like around October.
You can never escape the lighthouse here.
And there's that lighthouse that fell on Max in her dream. My usual procedure for these types of games is to look at everything and then talk to people, so that's what I'm doing here.
Whoa, Mr. Jefferson is not messing around with that monster. He probably paid 20 grand for that camera. I bet he gets pristine digital images. But I still dig my little instant camera.
I think that's everything to see, except for the door out, of course. Anything outside the window? Nothing that we can look at in particular.
Every time I look at Victoria, I feel like she's talking smack about me.
Some of that may just be paranoia, Max.
This is ridiculous. I always get so shy and nervous around Mr. Jefferson. Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson, can I talk to you for a moment?
Yes. Excuse you.
No, Victoria. Excuse us. I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
Do I have to? I just don't think it's that big a deal.
Max, you're a better photographer than a liar. Now, I know it's a drag to hear some old dude lecture you, but life won't wait for you to play catch-up. You're young, the world is yours, blah, 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 right? But you do have a gift. You have the fever to take images, to frame the world only the way you envision it. Now, all you need is the courage to share your gift with others. And that's what separates the artist from the amateur.
So apparently we need to submit a photograph. And that deadline is going to be looming over our heads for most of the game. Well, I think we're good. Let's see. I don't think you can talk to Victoria after. No. Okay, just checking. So I guess we can head out into the hallway.